We're live. Love the intro. Thank you for that. You'd think we get one after 10 units from Dave Bastel yesterday. Absolute wagon. Staying up too late, trying oh yeah, the Kings, okay, we're safe. And then that comeback, and I'm like, it's really, who loves West Coast hockey when you're 40 years old, Dave? Let's be honest.
It's so true. It feels like it goes into like 4 in the morning, like 5, 3 in the morning. It's like, wow, it's really that late, eh?
Mikey Glovesave says, we go into Sizzler. Yes, absolutely. With all the winners that Dave comes on and starts dropping. Welcome to NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction here on Covers. Dave Bastel, Chief Betting Officer, Sports Interaction. Just an all-round beauty. Sets up his own mic and everything. Helping us here today. And we got another 4-pack. But before we get to that, let's go down memory lane of last night. You were 9.5 units just on your plays. I went 2 for 2, 0.53 units. So we'll take it all. The Habs fought back, but then you run into Ovi, who, did you know, hadn't scored an OT winner? That was kind of a stat that jumped out at me yesterday. Is it me? Producer Mick, is it me or is it him? Oh, it's him. Yes, I love that. I love that. Let me know if you're there, Dave. But Ovi, big night, Winnipeg, and we'll wait for Dave to get back. Winnipeg ekes one out, 2-1 game. Scheifele Connor can't be stopped right now. Hellebuck had his game. Kind of scary if he shuts things down in game 3. Colorado blows up in the third period. Lazy goal OT. They had a chance to go up 2-0 back to Colorado. That series is now split. The Kings, absolutely rolling. Somehow I managed to luck out that Kings 3-way money line. Went to bed comfortable up 2-0. Didn't know it went to like 5-1. Comeback. Insane. McDavid, you got to be pissed if you're Connor McDavid. You got to think about your future in Edmonton if you're Connor McDavid. You get 4 points in the final 21 minutes of that game, and you don't get any help. Literal tap-ins he was giving people. Buries the tying goal. And your buddy, Dustin Nielsen, was on me today on Twitter saying, what are we doing here? When I said, Connor McDavid might not want to be in Edmonton following next year. Like, he's as big as a competitor as you'll ever meet. He has everything except a cup. He did everything he could last night. He doesn't have the pieces.
Yep.
What do you think? I don't know. Do you see McDavid sticking around? Or is it going to get really noisy if they don't sign him in the offseason if Edmonton gets ducked out in the first round?
It's going to be massively noisy. The thing that I'd be pissed off if I was Connor McDavid is you didn't get yourself a goaltender. You didn't get yourself a goaltender or consider getting yourself a goaltender or even emergency goaltender. Like a lot of teams will sit there and say, let's bring in a third. Let's bring in this. Let's bring in some reinforcement.
A Jonathan Quick type, right? Someone with
seriously, nothing. You do all this other stuff and then you don't fix the foundation of the house. The house looks fantastic. 4 levels of it. It has a casino on the 3rd level, but the foundation is crumbling and it's called goaltending. That's you know what, Josh, that's probably a reason why I picked the Kings most off, because of what they have to offer on the opposition goaltender, and that's Stuart Skinner. I'm sorry.
Winnipeg in 5, Winnipeg in 4, or Winnipeg in 6 right now?
Winnipeg in 3, and then they forfeit the 4th game.
Yeah, that's it. Can't do it. Game 4, wrap it
up. You know what? I think the Jets will go to St. Louis and split and come back and win in game 5. That's just a gut feeling. Should they have capabilities of sweeping? Absolutely. Would I consider that? Yes. But I'd be shocked if this goes over 5 games.
Let's see. Chris McCall in the chat says, I don't think Draisaitl signs long-term if he doesn't think that McDavid wasn't staying. Yeah, but those plans can change, right? Like, he's not going to stick to.
Yeah, but isn't Draisaitl already signed?
No, that's what he's saying. So he's like, he wouldn't have signed.
Oh, okay. I never caught that first part. There seems to be an issue of internet here. I'm back in Regina right now.
Back in Regina, guys, downtown Toronto. It is, yeah.
Shout out to Regina, by the way.
In the middle of Winnipeg. Losing Ryan McLeod, Dylan Holloway, Warren Fogle, and Broberg didn't help. Yeah, but then you look at like what those guys did outside of that, like outside of Edmonton. They're contributors everywhere. It's funny, like it, and it's something that you kind of saw, especially as a Marner fan, in the Four Nations. It's not easy to play hockey with Connor McDavid on his line. You think it sounds easy, but the play is just different. Like you're just chasing the play. It's a really different spot. And we saw that with Marner. It took him a little while to get adjusted, and he did in the gold medal game, but he got demoted. He couldn't skate with him. It's a different world skating with him, and I don't think he can just put someone good up there. But let's be honest, Edmonton doesn't have a good roster. Like Boucher, like Evan Bouchard, like we talked about it yesterday, just awful defensively. Like that team in front of him, it's trash. And I don't understand how Edmonton fans are up in arms about stuff, because that was just terrible.
It makes the Ekholm injury that much more magnified.
100%.
So because Ekholm is the shutdown. Ekholm is the guy that can play, a 200-foot game even as a defenseman, right? So and Evan Bouchard cannot. He is a liability in the defensive zone, and that's not what you want during the postseason.
I was a staunch supporter of not giving the Conn Smythe to a losing team, and I don't think the NHL will do it again because the optics were bad, because McDavid didn't even come out on the ice to receive the award.
Yeah.
But in saying that, if he gets to the conference final again, it's got to be his, because there's no other person in the league that's carrying a team on their back as much as that. If it goes 5, 6, or 7 games, 6 or 7 games.
I'm going to say no to the conference. I'm going to say no to the conference, because if you have two teams battling in the Stanley Cup final and you give it to a guy that's not even competing on either team.
No, I mean, if he gets to the finals.
Okay.
If he gets to the finals. If he's in the Stanley Cup finals.
Yeah.
If he's in the Stanley Cup finals, there's a chance he could win it again, just because the shifts he was taking. You just watch it. You're like, no one plays hockey like that. We talked 100%. About Nathan McKinnon. Yeah.
He's in 6th gear. And nobody else can go past 5. So
no, imagine like a Cody Ceci type. I know he's on his team, but imagine a Cody Ceci type seeing Connor McDavid coming with speed at you. You're like, no, my contract. I'm done. It's gonna go 6.
Seriously.
Brett Frederick says it's gonna go 6 for sure. No chance in the world they would go in 5. Would be surprised if they lost outright. Who are we talking about here, Brett?
Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
I bet you it's Oilers. He's got to be talking Oilers, right? He's not talking about that Jets Blues series.
No, that's what I was thinking. It might, but I don't think it is.
That's morning drinking right now. If he's thinking Blues Jets going 6, are you kidding me?
Yeah, they did win. They won the shootout. They did show that they can win both games, right? The comeback game, the game with the lead, tied, close it out in the third.
And by the way, Jordan Binnington made that score very, very friendly to the St. Louis Blues. That could have easily been a 5-1 Jets win. Jordan Binnington was the first star of the game. I know they talk about Scheifele and Connor and the way they dominated, and they played well. Hellebuck played very well, a good improvement from game number 1. But Jordan Binnington was by far the best player on the ice. He may have been the best player outside of Connor McDavid on the entire schedule yesterday. That's how good he played, and they still lost.
McDavid going to go demon mode and maybe take the rest of the schleps with him for Brett. Yeah, but like we saw, that's it. Those are the only options that you have. Like, I'm sorry, Edmonton fans, but that's it, right? You just like, here's a tap in, Corey Perry. Here's a tap in, Zach Hyman. All set up by McDavid. It's been a good run, but let's take a look at the board.
Fire.
These are the moments in the NHL playoffs that you just don't take for granted. The 4-game slates, because boom, in 2 weeks, we're going to be looking at 1 game or 2 games on the schedule on a Tuesday night. And that's kind of when the season's dying down. And then you're talking about, hey, what about this third pairing for the Vegas Golden Knights? No, we get to talk about top line guys doing top line things.
That's it.
What's that? Oh, word. McDavid going to play defense with Nurse. Nick Perez. Appreciate it. Let's go. New Jersey, Carolina. Carolina minus 280. Home favorite. Big. Over under sitting at 5.5. Leaning to the under. Let's get Dave's plays out here. First, Dave going Hall for a point. Plus 110. Boom. Appreciate you, producer Mick, back on the buttons. We're going to go Jackson Blake for a point, plus 105. And that's Jackson Blake, if we got that one in there too. The exact same role and the exact same misprice is Alex Iafallo. Plays top line, 5-on-5 and PP1. And it's funny how books price it. It's more like, what's his average? No, it's the opportunity is a lot more different. So I know he didn't point. I know the top line didn't point. One thing that does scare me about Carolina is that they're rolling 4 lines. I think the top line at 5-on-5 played 10 minutes and 30 seconds, and the fourth line played like almost 9 minutes. But that was a dominating game. The shots made it look even more dominating than it actually was. I don't know how many of those were actually high danger, but I'm going to go out on my side. I'm going to go Freddie Anderson.
Ooh.
I wonder if I put it in for a shutout.
Old friend. Oh,
for a shutout, plus 7.
Love that number. Yes.
It is. And now this is the learn how to bet handbook. This one's for sure. If you're going to bet the shutout, you go through all the other avenues first. Go to team total under 0.5. See where that price is.
Yep.
I believe that is at Sports Interaction right now. That was 40 plus 450. Okay, so we're good. You take all the players for a point under and see if it's the same or better. No, that's plus 600. So we're getting a good number at that. And then I'm going to go, I don't know. Hold on. I got to take a look at the banner. Did I take it out? Did I not? I was trying to get a little greasy on the puck line here, Dave, but I got too many eggs in one basket with Carolina. So no, I took the puck line out and I'm going to do something with the Leafs. Sweep right now. If I gave you odds for like over 4.5, minus 130, 35. Where are you taking this? Yeah, you're probably taking it there. It's probably like minus 160, 65, minus 170. This is not going 6 games.
No. And I think evidence will be on that tonight. So go into this Carolina game for a second. Taylor Hall, 2 points in game number 1, 5 points in his last 3 games. Top line minutes, second power play unit, not first power play, but just needs an assist, just needs a point. Nice comparison to Alex Iafallo, but more of the offensive trend there. So I'm really comfortable with that one. Jackson Blake, just a plus 105 was juicy to me. 17 minutes in the first game. That was your Iafallo comparison right there. Aho and Jarvis are line mates. Sneaky that they, I look at this as mispriced in our sense where I didn't expect to see this. So I jumped on this right away. This will fluctuate in the next 6-7 hours, I'm sure. I was considering a Jacob Markstrom save total of over 25.5, but that number is priced itself out. If you can get a better number than whatever it is right now, minus 150, minus 140, that's just, I don't play that kind of juice. Never have. Seth Jarvis is another thing I looked at, a possible power play point or maybe just a single point, but it was juiced pretty heavy as well. Seth Jarvis is a force with this team. And you're right. 4 lines. I think the reason we saw 4 lines is because how dominant they were through the first 2 periods. So you just keep on rolling your 4th line in the 3rd period and get them minutes as well. That may not be the case tonight if the Devils decide to fight back, but we shall see. This could be a very short series as well.
Speaking of the early 40 minutes in that game, New Jersey outshot them 38-13. So that's the only worry in those points. It's just like game script in football. When they're that up, they don't need to keep putting the puck on the net over there in the 3rd period. You hate that because you can feel it, right? You're like, all right, just 7 more saves from Markstrom here in the 3rd. And you're like, it's dumping. Oh, here comes the Jordan Martinook line. That's not going to be a shot.
It totally is. You're right. You're right.
It scares me. And you can feel it. It's palpable. But there are some injuries.
Yeah. Go ahead. Fire.
Fire. That's exactly what Jacob Markstrom did on Cody Glass. If you saw that, did you see that slash to his own teammate in front of the net?
Did.
He's like, I'll get you, Svechnikov. And then Cody Glass is just like, hey, everybody. And then just took one, I think, right in the beanbags. He's hurt. Yep. He's down. Brendan Dillon injured, which is massive because that blue line is already banged up. And Luke Hughes might have got a little banged up. He finished the game, but a little shoulder injury, I'm thinking. So already team dealing with injuries, beat up more. Morale's got to be low, and I don't think they have the coach to fire them up enough to get going.
They don't? Are you sure?
Nice, surprise, huh? Yeah, surprise. Yeah, so 5 games or 4 games. This one's not going 6. Might look for a Brett Pesce shot on goal market or Dougie Hamilton. Dougie Hamilton had 8 shots on goal. There could be some more minutes for that New Jersey blue line, and they'll be chasing, which is always good for game script and always good for shots. So Dougie Hamilton, if we can get Dougie Hamilton at 2.5 minus 140 or better, I think that's a good look. Ottawa, Toronto.
Yep.
I didn't know Ottawa fans were so whiny. Are Toronto fans that whining? I'm like looking in the mirror when I see it. I'm like, are we like that? Are we like that? Like okay. Being self-aware is important.
I'm joking.
What do we think about? Sorry, Nick Press saying, what do we think about a Svechnikov point? I don't love any. I mean, Svechnikov is power play 1. He's playing on that Hulk Kotkaniemi line.
Correct.
So I don't know. Hulk Kotkaniemi at like plus 350 for a combo is good. I'd probably go there. Svechnikov, not sure where it is. I have no love for it. Didn't really get into it. But back to Toronto, minus 180 home favorite, 5.5, leaning to the over. This is your run, and I absolutely love it. Matthews power play point, plus 250. Does that make sense?
Nice, plus 250, yeah.
Oh, sorry, nice. Yeah, why did I put, yes. Stupid Matthew, double Matthew names. No, you're right. Knives. That's not on producer Mick. That's on David. That's what he sent in the group chat. Knives, Nies, but we'll keep it there. You
Did
know
I
what
really do that? Oh man.
Yeah. Auto correct. Yeah.
I gotta quit talking to my phone.
Plus 250 there. Marner power play point plus 155. We go there too, and he's not done there. I stack a lot of stuff, but I love that you just kind of find things and pile on as well. Matthews for a power play point at plus 125. And the team total over 3.5.
At plus 105. That's fantastic. Sign me up.
Allmark, not good. Allmark, not very good. And my greasy place.
We might even see Forsberg this evening too if this continues to trend in the Senators' direction. So don't be too surprised there.
Over under minutes played for Linus Allmark.
Let's look for it.
1959.
Oh, stop it. That's going to last more than a period. Come on.
No, I don't know. Like it's no. But like this would be the game. This would be the game where Travis Green does it because then he can go back home to Ottawa with arrested Linus Allmark and get his head correct.
You sit him down, exactly, and we've seen this countless times. Absolutely.
You don't want to put in the backup in game 2 down 2-0.
Nope.
So I think this is another one where you could see another goalie. Linus is he's not been good. I kind of forgot. I'm like, he was great this year. He had some great stretches, obviously some injuries, had the Vezina. That was big, but he also lost the starting job to Swayman in the playoffs. I'd forgot that he just that wasn't his role.
Nope.
I've been laughing about what Ottawa fans have been saying about the officiating. My favorite clip I saw was, wow, look at Matthews dive. And you're like, yeah, going headfirst into the boards is where everybody wants to take a dive. You get cross-checking the lower back. That's what you get. I'm loading up. These are my plays. Leafs Canes money line plus 110. Getting as square can be. I don't mind it. The only dog that's won so far was Dallas yesterday, and that took overtime. And then Leafs Canes double stacking the over 1.5 or over 3.5 team totals for plus 320. I think in these series, if you're up 3-1, you're going to get a big crack at that empty net, probably 2 plus minutes. I know maybe the empty net frequency kind of drops down in the NHL playoffs just because you got to be a little safer with the puck. But that's what I got for that game. Undisciplined, I think, is the term that comes out of Ottawa in that first game. Ridley Gregg is public enemy number 1. Mm-hmm. But when Toronto's fourth line of Stephen Lorentz and Scott Laughton are out there looking like top line guys and absolutely controlling the play, it's kind of done for Ottawa, it feels.
Yeah, it does. It does. And this will be this will determine what happens in the series today. If for some reason, if Ottawa fights back, okay, then we got something here, but I don't anticipate this. Leafs 3 for 6 on the PP in game number 1. I'm not saying they're going to pump in 3 power play goals in this game, but I have them down for probably 2, Josh. So I when I was stacking power play points, throw Nylander into the pile there too, throw Tavares into the pile there too, but I went with line number 1 for my stackage, and I really like, even though I misspelled it, Matthew Knives at plus 250 for a power play point. This guy could have multiple points today, and hopefully one of them are on the power play. Leafs goal total plus 105 over 3.5 is excellent value. Anytime you get plus money at that, for sure. May even score 3.5 goals in the first 30 minutes of the game, 20 minutes of the game. You know, we might be armchairing that one by the second period. So
no, just bringing up Mark Masters right now, just trying to look, because home team skates. I think home team starts their skates at 10 o'clock in the morning. They get the first skate. Max Domi out early for skills sessions, but it looks like Holmberg will be on that line with Tavares and Nylander. Berube said just an adjustment with matchups more than anything after it was Domi that started the line. But the important thing is that I really want to see, because Anthony Stolarz had a maintenance day yesterday, a rest day. But he got banged up by Ridley Gregg late in that game. That's all I'm worried about, because this is a team that we saw, look at game 7 last year, that won't tell you anything until 7:09 of a 7:10 puck drop. And I wouldn't be surprised. I think there's a small chance that he could be injured. We've seen a lot of injuries with it. Ridley Gregg hit him pretty good, but we'll see.
Interesting.
They got Wall. Like they're not Calvin Pickard.
No, I think they have the same or similar confidence in a backup goalie. I don't even think I'm comfortable calling him a backup goalie, to tell you the honest truth. You know, it's definitely, if you look at any of these playoff teams, this might be as split as it gets across the 16 playoff teams right now. I think they're okay with whoever goes in net. That should be interesting though, because maintenance day this early in the postseason, you kind of go, so.
Yeah, after missing just 39 seconds ago from Mark Masters, after missing yesterday's practice, rest day, Anthony Stolarz on the ice at Leafs optional skate. I don't know how to read into that. So he's obviously good, but usually they don't skate on optional skate days, I would assume. But maybe so because he missed yesterday.
Correct. Just to get the legs going. Yeah, exactly.
I think if he doesn't play, I think that gives some value to the over. I think Toronto's offense will have to push a little more with Joseph Woll in net, maybe giving up a couple more goals on that side. But Stolarz at practice, good news for Leafs fans. Let's go. I think they want to play playoff hockey, but they just don't know how. And you saw it in how undisciplined they were. And it's a good angle that you have just loading up. And I love the angle of getting 3 power play guys, because you can get them all in one shot.
That's it.
You don't need 2, right? Like the big difference between let's go 3 or 4.
Yeah. Those are the best, especially if you're sitting there watching it in the first period and you go, you know, right there, right?
1, 2, 3, and you're like, that's it. It's not like scramble. Who are they going to give it to? Who's the 65-year-old retired person in the box doing the scoring? Who are they going to give that one to? Ooh, Insight. See, always love a good love market here from Insight, who's been here for a long time. Always great insight, no pun. Leafs race to 4 goals plus 150. That's probably a better price than getting the over 3.5.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Insight. All right, give me the odds on so I did the Carolina team total over 3.5 and Toronto team total over 3.5. Give me the odds if you do race to 4 for both of those teams. I think I had, if I go over to my banners, I think I had Josh plus 320 for the double team total over 3.5. But if you can do the race to 4 and beat 320, I would prefer that.
Sure. And yeah, that's actually very smart. I should have done a little more digging, because when you pull out the higher number like that, not bad.
No, that's nothing about not being smart. Just some people looking at different markets. I always do it too. You're like, oh dang,
You got a smart audience there, Jingles. A smart audience.
They just bet every hockey game as much as they can. What are you doing? Looking at hockey markets, like not just the player prop market, like scrolling down on the thing that's like game props that no one's in there. It's just above the odds and evens goal that I don't know if anybody ever bets.
No. Yeah. And jersey numbers, no. And jersey numbers as well, no.
Imagine victory lap in that one. Oh, nailed the total goals odds last night in the Leafs game. Oh, no. Chris McCauley, appreciate you, pal. Plus 487. Oh, my goodness.
That's juicy. You know what? I'm actually going to write that down. And we will go on the old Bastel account afterwards and
boom,
take care of
love
business.
It.
Yeah.
See, look at that. Teamwork makes a dream work over there in the Pumpers chat. Appreciate it. That will get in there. Let's get to the 2 more games. Those are the exciting games, because you know why they're the exciting games? Because the other games start to get a little later, and they fewer of my attention, to be honest with you. But Florida Tampa Bay should be an absolute battle.
Yes.
It's nuts that this is Tuesday and this is their opening game series. It's just like Bettman is just like, all right, Florida, you guys don't have to pay taxes. I know you went on a long playoff run and you're really injured, but you got suspended guys on your team. I don't care. We'll let you rest till Tuesday. That's rubbish, but whatever. Yeah. So's Bettman. 5.5 total. You are on the over 5.5 goals at -105. And you're getting cheeky with it, Dave. Reinhart for first goal plus 1,300.
Okay, so I got to explain myself here. It is. It's a lottery throw, right? He's done this 2 times in the last 10 games, head to head against the Lightning. Plays top line minutes with Verhaeghe and Barkov. With my luck, it's going to be the other Sam that scores the goal. But just like the Tom Wilson 2 goals yesterday, sometimes you throw up an educated lottery pick, and Sam Reinhart to score first goal. By the way, doing the same research, Brayden Points also scored 2 first-time goals in the last 10 games against the Panthers. So if you're looking for a different perspective on that, maybe that's something you consider as well. I'm going Sam Reinhart plus 1,300.
And Carter Verhaeghe anytime goal at plus 260. Playing on that top line. I assume things could change up, but right now, top line, I guess, with Barkov and Reinhart.
And a lot of that, Josh, is just remembering what he did last year. 5 goals against Tampa Bay in the playoffs, 9 points, led the series against the Lightning last year. Second in shots on goal as well. Might be a consideration for that market as well. He had 22 shots on goal in that Lightning series. He was on fire last year. Maybe it's just something about Tampa versus the Panthers that does it, but I'm playing off a little bit of what I remember from last year's postseason. And it was definitely the Carter Verhaeghe show.
Okay. He's on the Carter Verhaeghe show. I'm on Anthony Cirelli for a point at plus 125. Like that he's on that Hagel-Gensel line split up. I'll take it. I just think he'll get some big minutes, especially with some last minute checking assignments with last change at home. Everybody in the chat saying playoff Panthers are stingy. Playoff Panthers. Well, guess what? Playoff Panthers don't exist if there weren't the playoff Lightning. Like that was the original built for the playoff team. They played so much playoff hockey and continued to play it. We kind of got used to it and think that it's okay to do. But now you see Florida, who's gone on 2 runs, they're kind of beat up. Like it's playing an extra 25 games, 50 games over 2 years in the postseason is wearing some. And the thing here is, we don't know if Matthew Tkachuk is actually going to dress tonight. He did skate on the line. There was I think he was playing top line with, come on, Josh, say it correctly. I never get it right. Samoskevich, old Mackie Samoskevich. There he is. I love betting on him. I bet a lot on him this year for points. And like, I always do that slow roll over the app, right? When the goal comes up. But I know if the square is this long, that it's his name because his name's so long. I'm like, that's him. It's a long bar. Sammy's the man, but if Sammy and Tkachuk, that's the one I'd probably want to stack if Tkachuk is good, but we don't know how healthy he is. And I'm on Tampa Bay today. I think Tampa Bay is a better team right now. I think they're the healthier team. I mean, sure, Cirelli, awesome, helps out that middle six. Bjorkstrand helps it out. But that's all they needed. They just needed someone where they didn't have to put the best guys over. You didn't have to put Gensel, Point, Kucherov over every shift and then have Nick Paul on your second line scoring and be like, okay, we can match up against you, no problem. Now they got some depth. Point, Kucherov, one side, Gensel, Hagel.
Are you on the Lightning for the series as well?
Yeah. I was Lightning series at even money when it first came out.
You are.
I think it's down to mine.
Yeah, because I am on the other side of it. I do like the Panthers. I do like the Panthers on this one. I could see the Panthers starting off slow when you have all these returning guys entering the lineup, or hopefully for their sake entering the lineup, and kind of, the engine starts humming a little bit. It might take them a game or two, but I am anticipating 7 games here between these two.
Oh no. See, that's I hate my life sometimes right there. Yeah, this. And then the buddy, the Juice. Love him. Love going back and forth with the Juice there in the chat. Isn't Bjorkstrand out week to week? Probably. Josh, you idiot. There's a 95% chance that is correct. Oh, don't show big. Oh, you're a loser. 5-4. Yeah. Not playing an opening round. Good work, Josh. All right. Yeah. All right. Panthers in 4. Bjorkstrand's out. Panthers in 4 now. Thank you.
Stop it.
Yeah. Former All-Star Oliver Bjorkstrand, still my favorite clip of all time. 2 years ago, he gets taken into the coach's office. All-Star game weekend. Everybody just wants to go to Cancun. The wives want them to go to Cancun.
Seattle Kraken player. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Have a seat, Dolly. Got great news. What's that, coach? Going to the All-Star game. Oh, just thinking his head. He's like, my wife's gonna kill me. I got to refund those tickets.
Seriously,
every team needs needs someone in the All-Star game. I don't think so.
Send Brandon Janoff.
Oh God, yes. All right, appreciate you, Juice. I'm not afraid to make mistakes, but yeah, good thing I wasn't on. Yeah, Oliver Bjorkstrand, first goal, last goal, over 2 points. Josh, he's out for the series. Whoops. No, still like it. Like Cirelli, though. I think, he fits in well with, his 2 guys are playing PP1, so let's go that way. Last game, Minnesota, Vegas. Vegas minus 255.5, leaning to the under. Dave, you're on the over. You're on an Eichel power play point. You like goals here? Are you expecting another 59-minute and 90 millisecond goal here from Brett Howden?
I'm hoping. No, you know what? Jack Eichel was held off the scoreboard in game number 1. Plus 220 is pretty good value for a power play point. I think Vegas does something here. I almost sense that we could see like a 4-2 game that would get me my over. I see Minnesota scoring a bit. I see Vegas turning on it. There was a feeling out process in game number 1 that happened where I by no means do I think this is going to be, or 7, 8, 9 goal output between these two teams. But when I saw the 5.5 at flat money, I thought, okay, well, that's a consideration. Is it a top play? No, it's not. But it is a play of mine, and I am going over that number.
Okay, I like it. I'm going to go Shea Theodore for an assist at plus money. Throw it up there. PP1 got the power play marker there. 20-ish minutes. He hasn't played a lot of games since he's come back, so maybe that increases as we go forward. But I think he's one of the more underrated offensive defensemen within this league. And I'll probably be throwing another defenseman parlaying together. I got greedy. I had 4 assists from the Dogs, 4 dog team defensemen. They all had points, but old dumb Harley had a goal, ruining it. So if you were smarter than me and got points, not greedy, you won that. And there's a good point. He said, Nick Perez says, am I the only one who thought Wild kept it close? But yeesh, just knocked my mouse off. And if you could see my mouse, I stole it from my kid's computer. It has like the words "I'm awesome" written on it. It's like gonna fall.
Are you
apart
sure
now.
that's not yours?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's not yours?
Yeah. My mouse says I'm awesome. But this is a lot. Go ahead.
I was also looking at, I didn't play it, but I was also looking at Mark Stone power play point plus 320. And then I kind of looked at what he's done the last 8 games, which is a little more than me. Really nothing. Like, he's been ice cold, but I'm thinking, how long can Mark Stone be like this, right? Like, the captain of the team, a horse, he does have some mileage on the tires, but I mean, dude is scoreless in his last 5 games. He has 1 point in his last 8. It was an assist. And I'm thinking, surely something's got to break through here. And then you see plus 320, and then your eyes light up and you go, that's a consideration. You know what? I may look at that, but I did not put it on our board for today.
I don't really like the Minnesota offense. I mean, it was one of the worst offenses without Joel Eriksson Ek and Kaprizov, and now they're back. I mean, Ek didn't even factor in. It was Boldy and Kaprizov who found the score sheet. Yep. But then they don't really know who their second line is, and on the road, that's even more difficult. Marcus Johansson, Freddie Gaudreau. Like, Freddie Gaudreau's a bottom 6 guy, and Matt Zuccarello, who can play with top 6 line talent, but he's not a guy you want driving your lines. And then the third line of Marcus Foligno, and somehow Marco Rossi has found his way on the third line, and Gustav Nyquist, who is also a complimentary player. So not a lot of guys to drive
Spare
offense.
Parts. Yep.
100%. It looks like an Edmonton lineup, basically, of guys who've contributed with other people but never really done the heavy lifting themselves. One thing that absolutely stands out, and I hate block shot markets, because one, people complain about them. Same with shots on goal. People complain about how they're done. Oh, that was a shot. That wasn't a shot. I would like to see someone try to watch a hockey game and accurately
grade it.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest things ever.
I totally agree. I'd look at that, and there's some markets on hits. A hit as well. It's like, clearly that was a hit. Oh, it wasn't graded as a hit. What do you mean it wasn't hit? But yes, shot blocking, because I was looking at some David Savard ones yesterday just for fun, because these are the things you and I do, and I stayed away from it. But you're absolutely right. The grading of some of these it's almost like a baseball scorekeeper, where it's like, was that an error? No, it wasn't an error. It was a hit. No, it wasn't. It was an error.
Official rule pending. You're like, what?
Yes. And then in baseball, don't get me started on this, they make decisions 2 innings later on what happened in the 4th. It's like, well, how does that happen?
All right. So anyway, I needed a hit in the 9th inning, or an RBI or something. I was playing hits, runs, RBIs.
Yep.
Hit it. The app goes, official rule pending. Next guy gets out. And then they just graded it as a hit, right? They didn't really look at it. I could tell no one really cared. They're like, I just give him a hit and we'll go. But that was a difference of like a couple $100. So Yahoo.
Yeah.
But you don't want that. And as a bettor, that's kind of your fault for playing into a market like this with that much variance. No,
it's true. It's true. You get what you throw yourself into, and yeah, you're right. It's am I going to stop? No. But yeah, I mean, blame yourself, right?
Blocks. So in saying that, block shots, Vegas had 17 of them from their defense. And if you've known anything from Vegas from their Stanley Cup runs or their giant playoff runs, these guys are big and these guys get in front of the puck, and all 6 of them do it. So there's something there. Now I got to ask producer Mick here, and I don't know if I want to do this. Henny.
Uh-oh.
I know. Henny in the chat says, Buddy on the left looks like some guy from The Walking Dead if he grew his beard out. Now I got to bring that up. Now I'm scared. I'm very scared. Producer Mick, if you could bring that up, like it could be a picture of a zombie. It might not even be safe for work. I don't know what it is, but it could ruin my day. I might have to be looking at my mouse to be looking for some.
Exactly.
Yeah, you are awesome. Yeah. Don't listen to Henny.
Stay reassured. Exactly. Look at your mouse.
But that's right. Oh, geez.
Oh, here it comes.
Which one? I
was going to say, you got quite the selection there.
That guy looks like my dad with that haircut circa 1992. Which one? No. That's what's his face. That's the guy from the beginning. All right. Producer Mick isn't a Walking Dead guy. So if you see me not posting for the next 3 hours on social, I'm crying in my garage. Thank you very much, Henny. But that's what we got today. I mean, it was an absolute slate that you murdered last night. 9.5 units.
Thanks,
I
pal.
tried to throw some other stuff there. Big shout out to the guys in the chat there for getting that race to 4 goals. I think that's the better bet than the team total over 3.5.
Yeah, well done.
Yep. Carolina's not going to be chasing New Jersey, right? They're not going to be winning that game 5-4 after being down 4-3. And probably the same as Toronto, because Ottawa's not a team made to chase. Vegas, Pens against over 1.5. Okay. Oh, Swish says, nah, Josh, you look more like Rick. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. The most self-righteous man ever to live in who made that? Why can't I think of the company that made The Walking Dead?
Yeah, you got me. You got me.
No, that terrible note will wrap things up. But yeah, lots of money on the board today already. Someone in the chat said Wild in Vegas is on at 11 o'clock, so I'll see you at 2:30 when I go to the bathroom as well, because I won't stay up for that.
Somebody's been watching.
Yeah, 100%. Not 11 o'clock. No thanks. What? Is that right? Do we got we have a 6 o'clock start, Carolina?
Yes, that is confirmed.
That is the coolest thing that the NHL's ever done.
I know. I was
awesome.
On Saturday when the Jets were early, I was like, this is even better. This is great. And speaking of the Jets, so 2 days off, 9:30 Eastern start on Thursday, and then 2 days off, and they play 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Thank you, NHL. That's fantastic.
The Devils and Hurricanes can't even get away from afternoon games during the midweek.
Bingo.
That's so funny. That's poor Carolina.
Special matinee game between the Devils and the Hurricanes.
Yeah. Is it a holiday? No, it's a Tuesday. Following a long weekend. Thank you very much. All right, let's leave it at that. Back tomorrow. Carlo jumps on tomorrow. But yep, we'll be back again with Dave next Monday, 10 a.m. live. We keep going all week long, 10 o'clock till we stop. NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction. Josh Ingles, Dave Bastel. We'll see you back here next time.